Okay, guys, we are live on TikTok and YouTube. Good night, good night. Thank you for coming. Good night, good night. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining the live. We're getting a bit of feedback. We're just going to resolve that and then we're going to get started. Once again, thank you for coming. And we're just getting a slight feedback from the mic. Trying to resolve that so we can get started. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining the live. We're testing the mic. We're getting a slight feedback. We're working on it. Thank you for Okay, guys, you know, for the mic, giving us like feedback on my end. I don't think we're doing it. I'm going to get that resolved and I will get right into it. For a little bit of discussion, if you do it tonight. Here, live, I'm having a bit of technical difficulty with my mic on my end. I'm not sure if you're hearing clearly. Drop a comment, let me know if you get enough feedback in the mic and get enough feedback in the mic. Checking the equipment to see what's happening so I can clarify. Instead of here, here we live, but I'm getting back in the mic of my checking the equipment. We live, checking the equipment, back in the mic on my end. Maybe I can check the equipment. Here we getting the feedback. First, comment that will help me voice getting ready for back. And to know if you hear the difference in my voice, if there's an echo in my voice, if there's some form of distortion in my voice. Just drop a comment and let me know what you're hearing. If I'm coming in loud enough or if I'm too soft, just let me know so I can make the adjustments while I'm going through the settings here right now. Clap on the mic so I can see your YouTube live. Guys, it says your life finally getting longer. You know, one, like really, minutes. Who's on the radar tonight? Yes, guys. With that, you're live on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So let me know. Let me check the comments, see if you can hear me clearly. Let me check see if you're hearing me clearly. I paused the live on TikTok. Live and I'm streaming. Or still live. Okay. So who and what's on the radar? Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Let me get some sound in my ears so I can hear myself. Good night, good night, good night. Let's see what we can among to this evening. Right, here we go. So a number of a number of issues to cover, a number of situations have been playing out in Guyana recently, and I did hear a number of points that I should be going through to address these individuals and these activities that are currently happening in the country. But I think I'm good enough to just go ahead and just talk about what I want to talk about. If I need the points, I have them. I have them on the computer screen over here to my right, and I have some notes on some plain sheets here also to my right. So I got a bit of a setup here that I was told to obtain to do this podcast, to do this little bit of live conversation. So you guys are, I think I did post a picture of it on my story, on my Facebook story. So I have a, you guys can see I have this new mic setup. Uh, Um, I got one of these little one of these boxes here that I will be doing some songs. I'll be making some songs here for people. First of all, you know, let's give a slight cheer for all the persons who are here. Give you a little cheer for being here tonight and joining us live. It's a bit chilly. I haven't, I just turned off the heater. That's why I'm wearing this sweater. Now, Anil Nandlal. Anil Nandlal is still referring to the Mohammeds as fugitives. Up to now, to this point, Anil still come a fugitive is or what a fugitive offender is. The Fugitive Offenders Act clearly states that a fugitive is a person who would have been convicted and has evaded or removed themselves from the jurisdiction within which they're convicted and they're on the run. A fugitive is someone who's evading the law, escaping the law. After being part of being a fugitive, you have to be convicted. You have to already be convicted. And after you're convicted and you evade the law, that is when you become a fugitive. So you cannot be a fugitive offender, Mr. Anil Nagla, if you have not been convicted. Again, I did an entire presentation the on the extradition treaty, the entire presentation on the Fugitive Offenders Act. If you guys have not seen that bit of presentation, it's right here on my read. Go and look at it. And I think I posted it on TikTok to be correct. And it should be on YouTube. I'm sure I have heard my so Anil Nandlal, let's remind Anil Nandlal that a fugitive, we have to keep reminding him, a fugitive is someone who would have already been convicted and they're escaping the judgment that comes with that conviction. Either they're escaping the jurisdiction meaning the borders within which they were convicted, or they're outside of those borders and are being taken to another jurisdiction. So Asudi Mohammed and his father Nazir Mohammed, also known as Shell, are not fugitives, Mr. Anil Nandalal, for the last time. And you find it's a trend with the PPP party and PPP members of parliament. They've all now taken to social media and they're using their platform to peddle this narrative that the Mohammeds are fugitive offenders. They keep repeating it, all of them, from Anil to Jagdio to the I don't say president, to Ali, to the fraud charges, man. We get to that in a minute. And of course, we see Kwame Mackay and all these persons using their platform, stating that Azadi Mohammed is a fugitive offender. Mohammed and his father Nazar are not fugitive people. Please let's get that message across to all Guyanese and to the young people. Young people need to understand that these guys are not fugitives. They've not been convicted of a crime and found guilty of this crime, and they have not been sentenced, and therefore they're not evading the law. They're not escaping the judgment that came to the conviction because they've never been convicted. So, Anil Nandlal, they learned certified idiot liar, peddling false information to the international community that the Mohammed are fugitives. They're fugitive offenders. Anil, you're an idiot. You're Anil Nandlal is called a certified, right? You tell him I document video, fugitive offenders and stuff like that. We all, of course, have to remember that we currently have sitting members of parliament who were accused of heinous crime, who were accused of of who've been charged and convicted because we have Kwame Mukai in part. Kwame Mukai was in charge, and by all records, all international records across the Caribbean, Kwame Mukai is a certified pedophile. So if they're attacking the Mohammed, claiming the Mohammed are fugitive offenders, and then and they're criminals, then what about those criminals that the PPP party have in right? So you need to understand that these people need to stop pointing their fingers at the Mohammeds and other people calling them criminals when the most criminals in public office in Guyana is the PPP party. The most criminals. Barrett Jackio has been fingered in money laundering, bribes, and extortion. Barrett Jackio has been named in drug shipment. Barrett Jackio has been named in murders of over 1,400 young black men here. He has assaulted Barrett Jackio, Leslie Ramsamy, what a guy named that they killed. Um, what was the name of the former minister of Home Affairs? Right? These guys were named directly criminals and criminal elements who murdered people in Guyana. These persons involving international drug shipments across different ports through Guyana, and these individuals, of course, would have partnered with the PPC government. They partnered with the PPC government in the past, and for example, Roger Khan, in his testimony for his trial, confessed, right? Confessed that the the government of Guyana is the government who purchased the CSM 7800 equipment and gave to. It was Leslie Ramsam. You guys, I did a video on this. Go and check it out. But I'll just give you an update. Remind you that the criminals, these people who are saying that the Mohammeds are criminals, have been identified by criminals. Criminals have been to court in trials and confessed that members of the PAPC party are the ones who bought the CSM 7800 spy equipment and gave it to them to track and kill Guyanese. You understand me? So when the PAP now is taken to all the social media platforms and the local news agencies and their select newspapers and select news agencies, and we're calling other people criminals who've never been labeled in a crime, who've never been associated with a criminal element, a known criminal element, who've never been associated with a convicted and jailed sentenced criminal like Raja Khan. The PPP, you guys need to remember, the PPP government were in partner with Raja Khan, and it was Leslie Ramsamy as the former Minister of Health who signed the invoice to procure the CSM 7800 series, which was given to Roger Khan to track persons in Guyana and kill them. These people were killed by the Phantom and by the Phantom Squad, which was run by Roger Khan. All of this are documents available to you for you to go and read in court. Now, another person who testified in that case is a man named Peter Myers. Mr. Myers testified in court on Roger Khan's trial, stated that after the government purchased the CSM 7800 series and gave it to Roger Khan, Mr. Myers testified in U.S. court and stated that the government of Guyana paid him 75,000 US dollars to train Roger Khan to use the CSM 7800 series spy equipment to track and kill Guyanese. So when how can the PPPC government members come to you and tell you that Azuddin Mohammed and Shell Nazar Mohammed are criminals when their names have been called in a trial in the court in the United States of America, labeling them by name and institution, the PPC government and Leslie Ramsamy, who procured the spy equipment. Their names have been called in court, in United States court, in Roger Khan's trial, identifying them as the individual who is responsible for the death of over 1,400 young black men in Guyana. You wrap your mind around that. Who really is the criminal here? What are we talking about? When the PPC government is going to come and tell you that Nazar Mohammed and Azri Mohammed are fugitive offenders. What nonsense is that? What nonsense? How can they be fugitive offenders? When you have in your government the most criminals ever, you have pedophiles and deported pedophiles like I. I recently saw. a meme Kwame made about Amanda Walton. Kwame, you should be embarrassed and you should be ashamed of yourself. At least Amanda Walton has a real vagina and it does not have shit inside. This message is for Kwame McCoy. Y'all tell Kwame McCoy I say, at least we know for sure Amanda Walton is a real woman with a vagina, and that vagina does not have shit inside. Let Kwame McCoy be known to have a vagina with shit inside. Don't come here, Kwame, and feel you could disrespect people. Careful. We all know your story. And I know your story very well. Because it's me used to hang in one of my years. Kwame McCoy, remember it's me used to hang out with on the corners in Tamaville OMG. Before with OMG, it was quick store. That's where you used to come and hang out. And buy the rum and all of us used to hang out and drink. And that's where you used to get me and ask me to obtain boys for you, which I never did. Kwame is known as an infiltrator. He comes to your communities and he befriends people in your communities and he beseech you and tries to bribe you into doing things for the PPC government. People do not be fooled by the wiles and the wits of Kwame McCoy. I can testify to him seeking young men to engage in sodomy. So Kwame don't come here for you disrespecting a man. Check yourself. You are a convicted, tried, and deported sex offender. Your record is out there. You understand me? So these people who are members of the PPC government in Guyana, who are attacking innocent people, innocent until proven guilty, referring to them as criminals, we need to address these people and let them know that what they're doing is not right. What they're doing is totally out of line. They want to say Ali Mohammed is a fugitive offender, as if he's already been convicted. Okay, then. You had Orphan Ali as former Minister of Housing with 19 fraud charges. 19 fraud charges. And as the president, listen, remember Mohammed, Mohammed Orphan Ali, the current president of Guyana, current puppet president of Guyana, had 19 fraud charges against him for selling state lands, lands that belongs to you, the people, land that belongs to you, the people. He took those lands and sold them at underpriced value to family and friends of the PPPC. Members of the PPC party are now living in Pradoville, Pradoville too. Those are some of the lands that they sold to themselves. They took what belonged to you, the Guyanese people. 19 flats, and he was still sitting in parliament. 19 flat charges and was banned from flying to Canada. He could not fly to Canada. Y'all need to remember these things and talk about it. The very same puppet president of Guyana, Mohamed Orfanali, when he had his 19 fraud charges, he was sanctioned by Canada. He couldn't fly to Canada. He was barred from flying to Canada. So what nonsense now to come and talking about Azali Mohammed can't leave the country when he was president and couldn't go to Canada. I sure he still can't go to Canada. What are you guys talking about? The PPPC government is the most vile, deceptive, and deceiving political party in the Western Hemisphere today. They are the most corrupt, the most kleptomaniac. the most apartheid government in the entire Western Hemisphere of the world today. The people government of Guyana. That's who I am appalled. I am hurt. And many times I am confused to comprehend how we have Afro Guyanese within this party, this distorted party, this mentally distorted, this dictatorship that we have in Guyana. And these black Guyanese who are in office in this party, and they seeing what this party is doing to the rest of the Guyanese, the Afro Guyanese in Guyana, and they see blind. So the PPPC party not only violence and murderers and drug pickers and rapists. Where is Daram Lal? Where is Dildo Man? Where is Dildo Man? Always raping some Amerindian girl. What's wrong with Anil Nandlal, Barajak, Orphan Ali, Kwame Mackay? Y'all need to shut your mouth and take a seat at the back. Shut your freaking mouth and take a seat at the back. Where is Daram Lal Dildo Man, who love to rape Amerindian girls? Where is Kisuna Ram, Kisun from over the river, was sexing girls in church, in Mandir or whatever? He in parliament too. Winga he in parliament too. Anil Nandlal, thief in law book. Come on. We should call you up. You's a thief. You should be called Anil Nandlal, a certified thief, right? Because he thieved the law book. And he in parliament too. Look how many the PPPC government have in parliament. And they're refusing, blocking, delaying, stalling, and intimidating the Guyanese people with dogmatic political indoctrination about the Mohammed, and using those dogmatic political indoctrination to prevent the tyranny of Muhammad. We all know what you're trying to do. I got the word. You guys remember what happened with Charandas? That the PPPC government of Guyana have been reaching out to members of the Win Party secretly to convince them to swing their vote for Tabitha Sarabo. That's the right name. What was it? Hold on. Let me get it. I don't ever remember this girl name. You have to give me. I don't want to destroy. I have destroyed somebody. Tabitha Sarabo Hali. Do you know that right now there is social media posts floating around Facebook and TikTok whereby they're saying that person should not vote, that the members of WIN should not vote for Azudi Mohammed, they should vote for Tabitha Sarabo Hali. Do you know that the PPP government is behind that? Do you know they're paying millions of dollars for that to happen? They're try they're trying to infiltrate the Win Party. So I'm going to say to the Win Party and the Win supporters right now, if you personally know one of the Win Party members who are in Parliament, call them up, message them on Facebook, TikTok, WhatsApp, wherever. You talk to them and tell them, you 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 tell them, do not be swayed by financial lures of the PPPC government. When they go to Parliament, vote for their party leader to be the opposition leader. They're trying to take away the votes. The PPP is trying to infiltrate the Win Party and to steal the members' ideology, confuse them with lies, and force them to vote for Tabitha instead of Mohammed. You saw it? How many of you guys saw it? How many of you guys saw the social media post saying you must vote for Tabito Sarabu Ali? You guys saw it? Look for it. It's out there. It's out there. They're deliberately now trying to sway the Win Party members against Azadin Mohammed and force them to vote for Tabita instead of Mohammed. That's how low the PUP government is. The members of the people that's out there, they want to bribe the Win Party parliamentary members to vote against their party leader. That's how low and dirty the PUP politics is. You understand? Yeah, Marvin, you can feel this. Marvin is checking in with Cal. Yes, Marvin. Say hello to everybody for me. When it comes to those, yes, Sian Alfred, when it comes to those guys, nothing surprises us. We know how dirty they are. We know how dirty they are. They're no good. You understand me? They're no good. So the PPPC government have all these criminals, all these deceivers in parliament, already sitting in parliament, done swearing. Persons who've been convicted, found guilty, and deported for sexual activities with boys. They're in parliament sitting comfortably, but they're trying to block, they're trying to block and prevent a man who's accused of simple crimes. Simple, not even crime. Become meal fraud and come on, money laundering, little meal, whatever you accuse them of. Leslie Ramsam is responsible for murders. Jack Dio is responsible for murders. Anil Nandlal is responsible for murders. Do you guys remember Anil Nandlal literally stated that it indirectly stated that people got weapons? You remember that's what Anil Nandlal said? He's a murderer. Then next thing you know, they had a big shooting at Kaicho newspaper. You remember when grenade was thrown into Kaicho newspaper compound? You remember these things? Do you guys remember that these things are associated with Anil Nandlal? Do you guys know that the death of Anil Nandlal's yard in Prashad Yard, Georgetown, his death was occurred under very suspicious circumstances? And according to the wire, it is alleged Anil Nandlal was sexing the man's wife. So that's why he killed the man. That's the allegations against Anil Nandlal. So what you guys talking about? But Azadi Muhammad is a criminal, a fugitive offender. You guys have been labeled in murders. Murders, Anil Nandlal, you commit murders. We all know the evidence is out there. It's just the Guyana judicial system is corrupted by the PUP party. That justice is not being done for the people. Anil Nandlal, you have been labeled directly in the murder of Kwame Wing. All the information points directly to Anil Nandlal as the person affiliated with, associated with, and is possibly the cause of the death of Coach Kwame Wing. This is public information, but they're on their platforms trying to label other people who've been accused of simple paper, paper fraudulent activity, paper. Documentation. Imagine you arguing and trying to extort a man and put him in jail for the rest of his life for paper crime. Crime on a paper. A piece of paper, mail fraud, tax evasion fraud. You want to lock away a man for life, prevent him from going to parliament to serve the people who voted for him.
paper crimes when drug dealers convicted and sentenced jail drug dealer Rajakan said that is the PPC government who buy the CSM 1700 spy equipment and give it to him for him to track and kill Guyanese. You know, he said he was working for the government. Which government? The PPPC government at the time Barrett Jagdeo was president. So Barrett Jagdeo is responsible for the murders that Rajakan and the Phantom Squad committed. Cocaine that was shipped out of Guyana. Where is Jomo, brother? Eh? Where is Jomo, brother? Y'all think the cocaine, the 11.5 ton of cocaine belonged to Jomo, brother? It was packed and being shipped by Jomo, brother. Because Jomo trusty agent at GRA. But who the cocaine belongs to, you need to talk to Orphan Ali, Barra Jagdeo, and the very, very close friends of Orphan Ali, which includes certain popular black people in Guyana. Y'all need to focus. Y'all need to focus. Those are the criminals that need to go after. Those are the criminals that they need to go after. And then we have a cell phone and sweetie seller and chocolate seller who buying up a whole set of properties and getting rich. We have a minister of housing or minister within the ministry of housing, whatever what it is, who sell chocolate and sweet as a child and save us your money and claiming that she got more money that she family had more money than the Mohammed. Yeah, I support what you're saying, Tessa. You're right. They will try very hard, right, Tessa? But yes, after you will get a seat. After you will get a seat. You understand? Now we got a minister, eh, who claim that she said, listen, I'm in America right now. I'm in America. I want to know which chocolate, which sweetie she family sent to Guyana that she sell and make so much money that she could buy all her property now, gas station, land and business and in a Susan Radrick. You for real? Everybody in Guyana is supposed to be rich like you because Christmas just gone. And I sent 2 barrels to Guyana. Them barrel, I went by a place named BJ's. Let me tell you something, you know, tax. You know, tax. I went to BJ's. I spent over $700 on chocolates and sweeties alone. Listen to me, 700 US I spent for buy chocolate and sweetie and snacks to put in them barrel. And 2 barrels I sent to Guyana for me cheering and other people cheering. $700. And I wish if they could take them chocolate and them city I sell to them, and they sell it in Guyana for make all the billions of dollars you got, for buy all them properties where you own too. God, I got sued that like 4 weeks. I was talking to my business partner and friend, Mr. Greenidge. I said to him, I got a set of notes for Susan. And I was supposed to come and do a little live on Susan like about 2 weeks ago. Listen, in Susan remarks to Azadi Muhammad, she said that Muhammad is never see comfy. Muhammad respond by telling she, Muhammad respond to she and tell she's in never see comfy. Because when he bring in the Lamborghini, she run over there to take out the picture. Who knows his picture alone she take out? Who who can tell that when Susan went over there, it's just the picture alone she went for. You need to come clean. Susan, madam, sorry. Mr. This call is from Mr. Susan Rodriguez. Please come to the front of the class. Let's be clear. You is the real never see comfy. Because when the man went Ali Muhammad buy the Lamborghini, you are one of the first person over there to take out photographs with the Lamborghini. Once again, Mr. Susan Rodriguez, please come to the front of the class. I just, I don't want to say it, but sometimes I say it. People get offended. I don't really mean nothing but it by it. But quite frankly, my my personal opinion, I feel the LGBTQ plus and all them different thing is just a mental disease. You know that? The, the plus, when you look at the plus, within the society, they have people who don't identify as nothing. I'm not a man. I'm not a woman. I'm not a transgender. I'm not a lesbian. I'm not a gay. Then you got some of them is identify as a cat and a dog. And there's dress up and walk on all fours like cats and dogs and do everything what cats and dogs doing. Then again, some is identify as monkey, some is identify as lion, some is identify as ant. How about the one who go black and tell people that you're white? And the one who white and tell everybody that you're black. That's a mental disease. So quite frankly, Mr. Susan Rodriguez, Mistress Kwame Mackay, you're suffering from mental, you got mental illness. You can decide we are one. Because Susan got Mr. Susan Rodriguez got children or a child. Huh? Children or a child. Two children. So one time you're a man, and next time you're a woman. Make up your mind. That's a mental illness. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know you Mr. Susan Rodriguez. You don't even know who you are. You go up and tell people how you sell chocolate and sweetie and cell phone and become a billionaire again. Listen, this lady, this Mr. Lady, or as my friends refer to them as she, him, Shim, Mr. Shim Rodriguez, Shim Rodriguez. I'm speaking to Mr. Susan Shim Rodriguez. The Mohammeds is the richest family in Guyana. The Mohammeds is the richest family in Guyana since I was a child, and I am a 14. So I don't know what wealth you family had more than them. Listen, the largest, the largest buyer and exchange of U.S. currency in Guyana. One of the largest gold buying and exporting companies in Guyana. Shim, Miss Susan Rodriguez claiming that she family had more money than them. No, no. When this whole issue came about, right? When this whole issue came about, right? People start to ask questions. And one of the questions I want to ask Shim Rodriguez. One of the questions I want to ask is provide document to validate your money. As I say, I came from wealth. I came from wealth. Produce documentation to validate your claim that your family was one who is or was the one who wealthiest family in there. Show us the document. Let's see it. Let's see these documents. I see Mr. Wilson from News Channel 24 send me a message saying he's not getting me on I am he's not getting me on not getting me on Facebook, not getting the RP. Is anyone else here blocked? I'm not sure. Dunstan Wilson from News Channel 24 is saying that he's been blocked from the RP. I don't block. I don't black people. I want all the enemies and the bad mouth talk, bad mouth and the stink mouth, the donkey shitting, pissing mouth, lava mouth. I want everybody come and listen to what I have. I don't black nobody. So Johnson Wilson is my partner and very good friend for a very long time. And he just said that someone who is black. Johnson Wilson is black. And therefore, that's Facebook. That's Facebook at work again. I told you guys that the PPPC government, the the PPC government is using their lobby company. They're using their lobby company and factions of individuals with certain authority and financial influence in the U.S. arena to influence the management at and these places, media, certain things that we put out. They have deliberately restricted the traffic or the flow of the information coming from our pages to you. So the only way that you and others can see and hear what we have to say, please, people, you have to share our live, you have to share our videos, share our articles, please. All of us, Johnson Wilson, which is News Cannon 24, myself, I'm asking for the two of us. Share our content. Let everyone else have an opportunity to hear what we're saying, to learn the facts and get the real details because the government of Ghana have multiple media pages across Facebook and TikTok and YouTube that they're using to peddle their propaganda. We all know the lies that they spew about. They continue to label the president, first executive president, Lyndon Forbes Samson Bonham as a dictator. And that is a great deceptive. The only dictators we know of in Guyana are Barrett, Jagdeo, and Orphan Ali. Every other president of Guyana is not and was not a dictator. The only dictator presidents we ever had in Guyana, Barrett, Jagdeo, and now Orphan Ali. All, every single one of the other presidents that precede them were not dictators. The dictatorship started when Chedi Jagan died and Janet took over and put Bar Jagdeo in power. That is when dictatorship took over in Ghana. Bornum, I did a live already on Bornum where I talk about his nickname, they call him Banam. If you guys missed that, if you're new here, please go and look for that video Bornum where I explained directly there and clarified how the story came about Bornum banning things, why they call him Banam, right? So Bonham did not ban flour. Bonham did not ban certain things. What he did, he restricted importation and he made the necessary preparations and put systems in place for us to produce our own. He made it very clear that we will not import things that we can produce ourselves. It makes no sense to import stuff that you can produce, right? And the stuff you're importing are more have more chemicals and are of a lesser quality than what you produce in coconut milk. Make sense. Make it make some kind of sense. It's so stupid. Guyana importing coconut milk. How does that even make sense? Guyana buying stone. Yeah, you just said Guyana importing stone. How make it make sense? Guyana importance, yeah, I just said, from years, over 5, 10 years since Jagdeo is Guyana importing stone. You for real? Guyana still buying and importing cement, but companies in Guyana. We producing bauxite, but we still importing cement. Make it make sense. So these are the things that Barnum was trying to teach us. We have the raw materials to produce everything. All we need to do is establish the local industry. I also made a video on that where I spoke that since the PPP government took office in 1992, they have not created no new industry for the industrial technical people who are going to the technical industry and becoming qualified. There's no new industry in Guyana. No new industry. We making no tire. We making no glass wares. We making no plastic. We make there's no new industry in Guyana. Thousands upon thousands of Chinese young men and women who graduated from a technical institutes are certified mechanics and carpenters and joiners and machine fitters and refrigeration repair technician, AC refrigeration repair, and there are no industry for them to go to work in. There is no industry. A country thrives and the people progress financially when there's industry. Industry creates employment. Industry creates production of from raw materials to finished product, and that alleviates tax. So now, all of these things you have to understand. That's how you assist the development of the people. But the government of Ghana want to give all the contracts to their friends, family, and that's how they're do. That's how they're laundering them through the contract. And all these contracts are going to physical infrastructural development, but there's nothing being given towards social services and social security. Simple things like raising salary for nurses, teachers, police, and soldiers. The main arms of our working population. They're not given any significant raise in salary or tax break and or incentives to the main working class of people in Guyana, the teachers, the nurses, the soldiers, the police officers. The soldiers of Ghana are under threat. Right now, the soldiers of Ghana are under threat from a foreign nation, from a lives at risk. These guys need this. Should be increased. They should be having a risk allowance. They should have some form of insurance paid to their families by the government. It should be secured and put in place. Remember back when the bandits started shooting and killing police, and then they said $1 million or something like that to every police officer family. Every police officer died by shooting or killing in the streets. Their family will receive some $1 million or something, or $5 million, something. Whatever happened to that? Where is that now? Garden Van Rossum from the barbershop is watching. Yeah, man. Big up Garden Van Rossum. Big up the OTM crew. Everybody should know the only thing moving. OTM means only thing moving. And the only thing moving in Brooklyn after 12 at night, a bicycle. Thing that you can rely on, depend on for transportation when everything shuts down is a bicycle. And the bicycle is the logo and symbol used by the OTM organization, which is run by Gordon Van Rossum. Everybody know him as Dice. So big up Dice in the comments, the owner, proprietor, promoter, now videographer of the OTM movement, the OTM organization, the OTM party, the OTM family in Brooklyn. You guys can check out the OTM on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Remember, the party starts at 1 a.m. in the morning and ends at 9 a.m. in the morning. So if everywhere else is shut down and you got nowhere to go and nothing to do, OTM in Brooklyn because the location of the party changes every single day. Big up Dice in the house. Big up everybody in the barbershop. Big up both Marky in the barbershop. Big up Ray, right? Four barbers in the shop. Dice, two Marky and Ray. Big up yourself. You are on the life. So Susan Radricks, Susan Radricks, and all of the PPC members, they claim, they like to say that the Integrity Commission they have audited their finances and their assets, and they've been cleared by the Integrity Commission. Now I'm confused. Johnson Wilson contacted me a while back, conversation about the Integrity Commission, and I spoke and I said to him that's one of the things I had listed to speak about on the Integrity Commission, the function of the Integrity Commission, the effectiveness of the Integrity Commission, because all of these PPPC thieves, liars, murderers, rapists, deceivers are claiming that their assets that they have been audited by the Guyana Integrity Commission. That's what they're claiming. That has been audited by the Integrity Commission. Now let's evaluate. You put this aside. Put aside Susan. Let's evaluate the Integrity Commission and what the Integrity Commission does. Let's look at the deception within the Integrity Commission, right? The Integrity Commission have evaluated the assets and the income and investment of a number of government officials. Now, to be clear, I want this to be clear. You guys have to get this clear, right? The any person, the Integrity Commission is a body of persons. First of all, the body, this entire body was appointed by the PPPC government. Let me get this again. All the members of this Integrity Commission was appointed by the PPPC government. The Integrity Commission is one of those commissions that should be built and persons should be placed there after consultation with the opposition leader. Now, since the entire Integrity Commission represents the PPPC government, it already tells you that they're biased and the Integrity Commission functions in a lackey, loyalty, no true consideration and effectively use and effectively executing the law in the same manner the Ethnic Relations Commission functions. So this integrity committee is no different in its malfunction, malpractice, and inability, just as we have the Ethnic Relations Commission. They're both operating under the same guise of law, but guise of law, get it straight, but they're being manhandled and controlled by the leaders in the PPPC party. The Ethnic Relations Commission is a mess, and the Integrity Commission is the same. Now, the first thing Mr. Wilson called me and he said, Charlie, look at this. And he sent me a chart. Mr. Wilson sent me a chart that shows me that the Integrity Commission did many audits dating back all the way from 2015 to now, to 2025. And shows a pattern of delinquency, incompetence, inactivity. I say it's utter stupidity because stupidity is a disease. And the members of the Integrity Commission, just as the members of the Religious Commission, they have a disease called stupidity. These people are infected to the core, to the marrow of their bones, to the spinal cord in their backs. They have a disease called stupidity. These are commissions and bodies that are supposed to function independently in a similar manner as how the judicial system is supposed to function. And as I listed on the point here, in the same manner in which a teaching service commission should function, which commission was recently appointed without negotiations and without conversations from the leader of the opposition because there is no opposition leader. Now that is dictatorship. That is what you call dictatorship. So the Integrity Commission have a chart on the website showing there have been hundreds, listen to this, hundreds of persons who failed to declare their assets. Now these persons, I said, every single government official, every person appointed in a government office, permanent secretaries, chairmen, NDCs, RDCs, all these persons, ministers, minister within the ministries, all of these persons who are government appointments, commissioners, assistant commissioners, all government appointed persons are supposed to declare their assets, all business and other financial transactions to the Integrity Commission. And from 2015 to now, there have been hundreds, listen to my words, hundreds of government officials who failed to declare their assets. And those hundreds of Guyanese government officials have not been sanctioned, they have not been charged. There's law, provision in the law that says they're supposed to be charged, and there's a jail sentence of up to 2 to 3 years if they fail to declare their assets. So all those hundreds of government officials who have failed to declare their assets to the Integrity Commission for the past 10 to 20 years, they're supposed to be serving years in jail, each and every single one. I wrap your mind around that. The Integrity Commission, Susan Rodriguez, Anil Nanla, Orphan Ali, and all these PPPC members who have all this excessive wealth, they always claim that they've been audited and they've declared their assets to the Integrity Commission. It is quite clear to us now that the Integrity Commission is corrupt. The Integrity Commission is acting on the behest of the PPPC government. It's quite clear because there are hundreds, you have wrapped that around your mind, hundreds of government officials over 10 to 15 years who failed to declare their assets to the Integrity Commission, and by law it says that they should be charged, they should pay a fine, I think it's 25,000 or more, and it comes with a jail sentence of up to 2 or more years. And the Integrity Commission has made and taken no action against none of these people. So when people like Susan Rodriguez and all these other people see like come and tell you, I declare my access to the Integrity Commission, I've been investigated by the Integrity Commission, that's bullshit. It's bullshit. Shim. Mr. Susan Rodriguez. Bullshit. Pedophile. Deported rapist. Sex offender crime guy. That's bullshit. Murderer. Money launderer. Drug dealer. Orphan Ali. Barra Jack Dio. Anil Nandlal. Kill the Shearer. That's bullshit. Adulterer. Liar. Thief. Gunslinger. Forget my gun by my sweet one. Edge Hill. That is bullshit. Yeah, get that. Get that shit. Chinese. Do not let these people, the PPP members and their supporters, come to you with nonsense. The election is corrupt and they have not been doing the job. When Dunstan Wilson brought this to my attention and I went to the website, the Integrity Commission claims that they publish every year, they publish the list of the names of the persons who fail to declare their assets in the official gazette. Huh? Huh? Really? My name is in the official gazette as a mines officer, a gazetted, full gazetted mines officer. I am gazetted as a minister of mines in parliament in the gazette. And according to my knowledge, I am still a full gazetted mines officer because my gazette was never rescinded. Huh? So when you publish something in the gazette, there has to be follow-up action because that's a legal declaration. It's like you publish to proclaim a law into existence. You gazetted. The Integrity Commission are so stupid. These people are so stupid that they're saying and they claim that they publish the list of the defaulters in the official gazette. You publish the list of the defaulters in the official gazette, meaning this thing has been assented to by Parliament and the President and signed off to be published. But you, the Integrity Commission, have not went ahead to follow the law to charge these persons, place them before the courts, seize their assets that they fail to declare. Shame, Mr. Susan, just come to Guyana Guyanese and tell us have declared our assets to the Integrity Commission. It makes no sense because the Integrity Commission is not is non-functioning. It's a pack of incompetent idiots. They're incompetent. They're stupid. They're suffering from a disease called stupidity. Because you have to be extremely stupid as a commission to publish the list of the names of the people who failed to declare their assets and you publish it in the official gazette and you have not followed through by executing the law and charging these persons, placing them before the courts, seizing their assets, etc., etc., etc. These people are supposed to be in jail. In jail. Hundreds of government officials over the last 10 to 15 years. All of them supposed to be in jail. So Susan, Mr. Shim, Susan Rodriguez, don't come and tell nobody but you declare no assets to Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission is a pack of idiots, incompetent idiots. Every single one of them. Now that brings me to the Teaching Service Commission, and whereby Mohammed or Fanali appointed the Teaching Service Commission. Now, on my TikTok, on my Facebook, you can go there, you'll find a video that I made during COVID. When Frank Anthony was Minister of Health, and he's telling the teachers that they have to be vaccinated before they go to job and stuff like that. And I'm here in a video that minister, no minister or no Ministry of Education government official, not even the president, has the authority to tell a teacher what to do or what not to do. Now get this clear. No ministry official, no minister, no DCO, ACO, DEO, nobody from any Ministry of Education has the authority to dictate, to tell a teacher what to and what not to do. Teacher is employed by the Teaching Service Commission. The Teaching Service Commission has the right to hire, discipline, and or fire a teacher. The Ministry of Education does not have that authority. The Ministry of Education does not have that authority because the Teaching Service Commission is an autonomous agency with their own act. They have their own law that governs them, and they, the Teaching Service Commission, by itself, can amend their own act, their own law, and make their own. The Teaching Service Commission can act as judge, jury, and executioner. The Teaching Service Commission can try a teacher and sentence them to jail. Yeah, I tell you. So when you see, let me show you guys what's happening. When you see they put Sonia Parag to run the Ministry of Education, and then Orphan Ali come and he appoint whoever he thinks supposed to be members of the commission, you should not know that they're coming after the teacher. Because Sonia is one of the biggest liars that Guyana got in government office. Sonia Parag was the minister who made the video claiming that the PPC government never promised 50% increase for teachers. You remember the video? You remember the video? There's the lady now running the Ministry of Education. The same lady who come and defended the government and lied to the world that the PPC government never promised, never argued in parliament that for teachers to have a 50% increase. This is the same lady, Parag, who is now heading the Ministry of Education. And Orphanally just appointed the Teaching Service Commission. Yeah, see what's going on? Then you have the sellout in the Teaching Service Union, teachers for some 5 or under 10%. You understand what's going on? So they ain't just coming for Janet Cummings, for just for the Chief Justice and the Chancellor of the Judiciary. They're also coming for the teachers. They already get the police. They already get. So now they're coming for the teachers. These, as I just mentioned, are the key institutions in the country that are responsible for growth and development, for social, for the educational level of the people. These are the key institutions, and the PPPC government are attacking you, and you're not seeing how they are attacking you. I was a teacher in Ghana for over 12 years. I taught at over 6 different high schools, and I helped teach classes at Technical Institute in Guyana. I even had private maths and technical lessons I did. And when time comes to strike, there are those teachers who like to say, "Oh, but the children not gonna get nobody to be with them. And if you go and you don't teach them," those teachers are quite frankly, if you are a teacher you watching my life and you're one of those teachers that when they call a strike, you choose to go to school, you're an idiot. You're an incompetent idiot. You're an educated dunce. You shouldn't be teaching nobody. When you watch and then one little scrawny, greedy guy go behind everybody back and sign a contract and sell out the teachers. Yeah, I should understand. But anyway, Shim, Susan, Patrick, Mr. Shim, Shehim, drop the H, Shim, Shim, Mr. Susan Radjic, Mr. Susan Radjic, right? So this Shim, I want the Shim and all the other PP officials who claim that the Integrity Commission audit and evaluated their assets, produce for me income, show us dates income that coincide with all of these assets that you own. That's all I need. This is all the Guyanese people need. Show us the income. Yes, Jan. Yes, yeah. I'm glad you people could remember. Right? Right? Yes. This is who. In Gozi, yeah, people doing what they feel as they please and what they feel like. They ain't following the law, they ain't doing what they right? So I want you guys to keep that in mind and remember that the Integrity Commission is flawed just as much the Ethnic Relations Commission is flawed. All these commissions are now being corrupted and they're flawed, right? Let me grab this chart for this phone quickly. I think it's saying 5%. So add a few more points here. I didn't intend to stay so long, No, where is it? Where is it? Few more points. Let me pull it up quickly. Grab this. Let me grab this charger. Yep. Aye. Yes, I'm here again. So, where is it? Where is it? This person sent me. Let me see what it's about. So, the Speaker of the House, the Speaker of Parliament, Mansour Nadir, Mansour, uh, uh, right? The Mansour. Now, before Speaker of the House, which is like the number one topic there right now, to make contact with all your friends and family in the United States of America. You guys, listen to me. I want you to make contact with all your family and friends in the United States of America, and you tell them, right? Let me put it in one. of these. Tell them, whichever one of them, by the way, because we all know, we all know one or Chinese in America who overstay the time, they come on a visitor visa, and they're not sticking in. They come on a visitor visa, and they with the wrong side, and they're still here. So I want you guys to make contact with your relatives, your family, and friends, and tell them, right? Tell them, do not be scared of ICE. Do not be scared of the deportation threats. Do not be scared. If you have a family, some form of relative or friend living in the United States right now, and you know that they're illegal, they came on a visitor visa and they overstayed the time. Or even if they come backtrack, tell them don't be afraid. There are specific laws in the United States of America that comes under the USCIS that guarantees them protection and equal rights. The the USCIS is the United States Citizen and Immigration Services, and there are special laws and provisions under the USCIS that Citizenship Act that provides them due process. If they fail to receive that due process, it's because they're ignorant of the information that I'm giving to you right now. So I need you. There's a there's a lot of news on local television in Guyana and local radio in Guyana talking Trump deporting a number of Guyanese recently, and they're calling for other Guyanese, if they're illegal, to leave the country. I'm saying to you, no, you have rights. Don't just get up and leave. It's a process. Remember, I did an article, two articles, two presentations on Dr. Ian Roberts. And I told you guys I had a third presentation to do on Dr. Ian Roberts. Somehow got lost in the way. I have it, it's there, like many other articles. I just have to come and read them. And, but it got lost in the way. So the last article I did, whereby I actually quoted every single law that Dr. Ian Roberts and his attorneys will be using in his case. And if you guys notice, Dr. Ian Roberts still in America. One big scene and one big promotion. They find him with a gun. He was a criminal. Oh, he don't have a valid visa. Still in America. Yeah, deported. He's still relaxing himself. Because under the USCIS law, there's protection for you if you're illegal. There's protection. Don't be afraid. You just need to know those laws. You just need to know which law applies to your circumstance, to your situation, your family, friend, or relative. Explain to them and tell them, go to the website and learn. Go and see what the law says and how it can assist you. So don't be threatened. Tell them, don't be threatened, don't be fearful, don't be whatever. Not just like the local just pick you up and drop you on a plane and send you. If they do that, the world will be watching at them. Right now, the world is watching at America. The world is watching at America itself. The citizens in America are watching at Trump and his administration, but they're doing a lot of wrong things. They just kidnapped Maduro recently, kidnapped him and his wife. Now they're threatening, what is country name up in the Norway or Iceland. They're threatening one of these countries to take the country into the hand. They also threaten to take Canada, annex Canada to America. And what they're doing, they're threatening these countries that if they don't comply, they're gonna raise tariffs. That's called extortion. That's extortion. They're extorting these companies, these countries. It's either you do what you want or we're gonna raise the tariffs. It's either you do what you want or we're gonna deport your people. It's either you do what you want or we're gonna cut off business and communication. It's either you do what you want or we no longer assist you. It's either you do what you want or we no longer give you any aid. That's what Trump and his administration. Do not be fearful of it. I want to get that over to you guys. Tell your family and friends about it. To go to the USCIS website, USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services website. Look for the specific law that applies to their case. Now, the persons in America who overstayed their B1, B2 visitor visa, or they would have applied for work permit. That is what Dr. Ian Roberts did many years ago, like many other people are doing right now. And as long as you have a valid work permit, recently they arrested a Muslim guy, the Venezuelan, sorry, in New York. He went into the USC, to the immigration service, as a regular checkup to show that, hey, I'm here, I have a work permit, I'm working with the council in New York, and everything is fine. And they held him. They held him. And the excuse they used for holding him is that he has a criminal record, he has a past criminal record. And they want to use a past criminal record as justification to deport him. Now, that is exactly what they're trying to do with Dr. Ian Roberts. And as I said, he's still there because Dr. Ian Roberts' criminal record has been expunged. Now, if Dr. Ian Roberts' record has gone what you call it, cohort, or something like I can't remember exactly the correct word, then therefore that cannot be used in the execution of the final judgment in terms of his citizenship or residency. Similar what's happening right now with the Venezuela from New York. So the key thing is this: if your family or relative does not have a criminal record, it makes it even easier for them to remain in the country. No criminal record, a valid work permit, then you have right to be here. You can transition from the work permit to a residential permit. You can even get married. There are provisions for that. If you have family if you travel, let me teach you this. Here's an easy way of getting to America and staying in America. Very simple and straightforward. If you have a very close family, a mother, a father, big brother, not doesn't big brother or a sister, child, if you have a child in America, you travel to America with B1, B2 visa, which is a visitor visa. Visitor on B1, B2 is visitor business visa. And you travel and you get to America. The first thing you need to do, your child, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, and say, hey, I would like you to petition for me. Now, what happens? They will file for you what you call a change of status visa. You're changing your status from B1, B2 to permanent resident. Who's filing for you? A direct relative, which is your child, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. But the key thing, you want to be in the country while they're filing for you. And while they're filing for you, that application process takes 3 to 7 to process. Let me say that again. So even if you come and they stamp you into the country for 1 month or 2 weeks, as long as your application is filed, you cannot leave the country until the application processing will take 3 to 7 months. You guys get that? So you have 3 to 7 months to wait for either the approval or the denial of your change of status visa from B1, B2 to IV, which is immigrant visa, which is we call permanent resident. So if you guys didn't know that, now you do. Remember, this is where you come when you get to the facts. So tell your family and friends, if you have a B1, B2 visa, you have a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a child in America. Take your B1, B2, travel to America. When you in America, have them file a petition for change that for you. changing your status from B1, B2 to permanent, which is IV, immigrant visa. You get that? I hope you guys get that. Now, let's get to our final topic for tonight. Mr. Manfool Nazir. Mr. Manfool Nazir, the Speaker of the National Assembly, after traveling all over the world, after going this man, Manfool, Manfool Nadir, was even in the Indian Parliament as a guest, as a visitor, enjoying himself while Guyana Parliament waited to be convened for an opposition leader. Manfool Nadir. Then, after months, election was since was September. How long was the election? September something? September 30th? When was the election? I can't remember. What is month? December, November, all the months passed. After all these months, the international community decided to call out on Manfool Nazir and PPC idiots that, yo, you need to swear in an opposition leader. Manfool Nazir take himself to social media and local broadcast to disrespect the ABC countries. Manfool Nazir. And in the process, now let me tell you why he's Manfool Nazir. In the process, while Manfool Nazir respecting these people, Manfool Nazir, in the same person disrespecting people, come back and make a video calling people, my friend, friends having discussion, friends having conversation. Really, you come, you make statements accusing Canadian Prime Minister of being wrong, falsely appointed. You make statements accusing the United States government of not having an effective opposition, but you still calling them your friends? They're no longer your friends, man, fool Nazir. They are no longer your friends. You just literally disrespected the American and Canadian government. No matter how much friend you say they are, how much friend you think you are, there's a white man and he's a bully crab dog. You remember I tell you, right? As come here, they got a particular group of East Indians that are referred to as the shit cleaners, descendants of shit cleaners. Mansoor Nazir is one of the descendants of the shit cleaners I talk about. There, there's a particular category of East Indians in Guyana who tell themselves that they're better than the other East Indians, and they like to call themselves Chantry and Brahmin, like Anil Nandlal or Jagdio. But in Anil Nandlal's speech, where he was talking about guns and other things, weapons, in Anil Nandlal's speech, he said that he's not Bharat Jagdio and he's not what the other one name or Fanali. He said he's a higher breed of Kuli. Yeah, go back and listen to the video. If you did, go back and listen to the video. Anil Nandlal said he's a higher breed of Indian than Bharat Jagdio and Fanali and the rest. He comes from a higher class of Indian. He's a Chatri. He a Brahmin. And the rest of them is a lower class Indian. So where's Manzona dear? What breed is Manzona dear? He, he, he the shit catcher. He direct descendant from a shit catcher. I'm confused. If all the descendants of Indian in Guyana are there and their ancestors are what you call the untouchables of India, How Anil Nandlal became man, stupidity is really easy. Stupidity really and truly a disease. How Anil, all the East in Guyana came from one category of East Indians in India, which are known as the untouchables, the shit cleaners of India, the garbage collectors of India. You understand me? The low life, the bellies of India. You understand me? If these idiots, if Anil Nandla can tell you that he's a higher class, you gotta be a higher class of shit cleaner, man. You can't be a Brahmin. You can't be Chatri. Because all these Indians migrate to Guyana, all of them, single one of them are untouchables. The hungry bellies, the low life, the shit cleaners, the gutter rats, the stinkers. So how Anil Nandal become a chatty man? Anil Nandal, yes, I never did know now they know. All who didn't know now they know. Right? All of them are descendants of what you call the untouchables are. Let me go back. India of itself has something called a caste system. That's capital capital C A S T E. Caste themselves that those of us who are of a lighter skin complexion and have more money are of a higher breed or higher category of East Indian than the others who are darker in complexion and has less money or no money. That's the caste system. Now, here where this caste system gets fucked up. The caste system is embedded in their religion. Let me say that again. Caste system of India is part of the Hindu religion. On my WhatsApp status, I made a very, very, very important post about a Hindu goddess. Holy people are conceited. How conceited, how confused, how deceptive, how liar, and how conniving they are. The Hindu, those deep ingrained holy people in Guyana who call themselves Hindu, and those who still live by the Hindu spiritual beliefs, even though them is Muslim and Christian. Let me say that again. Those deeply ingrained Hindu in Guyana and those East Indian Kuli people in Guyana who still live by the Hindu principles, but they claim to be Muslims and Christians. Let me teach you a fact. This is a fact of gods and goddesses. And the churches, sorry, the temples, sorry. If you look in the temples in Guyana, if you look at the minibuses, the cars, the on the flags in the yard, you will see a light skinned East Indian lady with 4 8, and she also sits sometimes on a lion or a tiger back. That Hindu goddess that they refer to and worship there the most, there are two of them in particular. They call one Mother Lakshmi, but the most important one to them is Ma Durga. Ma Durga is the light skinned East any lady you see on walls in their temple, on their flags in their yards, hanging crosses, stickers on their vehicles and on their clothing. That's Ma Durga, right? Ma Durga is said to be the replenisher, the lover, the giver, the healer. All of these things are Ma Durga. I want you guys to listen to this. Ma Durga comes in two entities. Na 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 na. Now it's gonna get interesting. Ma Durga takes the form of two entities. I just said one of them, the light-skinned coolie lady that sits on the lion or the tiger back with about 4 to 8 hands. But there's two of them. So if that's one, who are the one? Now, of these two entities, the light-skinned one is the weaker one because that one is more emotional. Hindu friends from me, man. Tag the Hindu friends. Share this video. Tell the Hindu friends they must watch this video at the end. If they want to see nothing else, watch this video at the end where Cherry Spal talking about mad or go. Let us watch the video from there. Let me educate our Hindu and East Indian brothers and sisters in the end. Let's educate them now. Let me educate you guys. Let me educate you guys. Ma Durga comes in two forms actually. And the Ma Durga, you see the light skin one, is actually the weaker one, the one with less power, less authority, less of everything, because that is just a nourisher, a replenisher, caregiver, a guider, whatever peaceful thing you want to talk about. But the powerful form, the powerful form, which is, listen to this, which is the greatest, strongest, most powerful goddess and God in the entire Hindu pantheon is a black woman named Ma Kali. Cheers and applause for that. Cheers and applause for that. Ma Kali is the most powerful goddess or God in the Hindu pantheon. And she's black. She's a black woman. A black woman. If in the Hindu caste system, if in the Hindu religion, a black woman, a black woman, powerful God, the most powerful goddess, why should there be Hindu man what? Why shouldn't there on the Hindu man temple flag? Why shouldn't there on the Hindu man vehicle on the sticker? Why I just said it? Because she black. Now that automatically tells you that every single Hindu is automatically racist. Ah, boy. Remember, I said that in the caste system of Hinduism, they teach racism. The caste system says that you are greater if you're lighter in color. That's what the caste system teaches. But the Hindu true spiritual belief system, the darker color goddess is the most powerful god in the entire Hindu system. Therefore, the black woman is the powerful woman in the Hindu society. Meg teach you that, right? Y'all don't hear about Makari, hear about mother, this like still lady, they don't put this lion back. It's all over that it. That is the weak, that is the weaker version of Makali. Let me tell you why Makali, the black woman, the black. Listen, y'all Google Makali. Makali, black t-shirt, purple. Y'all see them black people and the black till the purple. This what Makali look like. Yes, Makali, black t-shirt, purple. Makali is the goddess of destruction, power, and time. So the pantheon of God, the greatest God is a black. What's amazing thing? In the Hindu part of God, the greatest god or goddess in the Hindu society is a black woman, and she black t-shirt. Is one. Number two, her power. She controls time. Because she controls time, she's the most powerful god. And because time, and she's the most powerful God, she controls creation. And if she controls creation, she also controls destruction. And she black mother scum. She's fucking black. But you know, they label Mark Kali as this. And they call all the followers of Mark Kali Kali. And they say, oh, the evil. Oh, she bad. If she's the most powerful and she controls time, she controls time in your religion. This is spiritual belief. In a spiritual belief system, your goddess, your most powerful goddess who controls time, creation. She controls time and creation. How is she negative? How is she bad? How is she wrong? If she controls everything. Let me tell you the third most significant powerful thing about the Hindu black. Black goddess. Listen to this. Yes, I'm doing this for the Chatris and the Brahmins. Yeah, y'all get the point to this conversation? This conversation is for all them Hindu people in Guyana, all them holy people in Guyana who come and watch this video. This part is for them who tell themselves they're greater than the black people, who tell themselves that they're better than the black people because they got light complexion. All them white man and Mexicano man, all them the complexion whiter than the black man and they're better than the black man. This conversation is for them. Third most significant quality of Makali. Makali can destroy any other god and then reincarnate herself as that god. Because why? She's the goddess of creation and destruction. She can destroy something and then create back herself. I'm duh. Now I'm giving you this from the Hindu spiritual belief perspective. And they're trying to tell you in the caste system, according to Anil Nandlal and Jagdeo and Orfanali and Gilteshiro, them is the Brahmins and the Chatri, and them is at the top of the ladder than everybody else. When, how is it even possible? How can you be a Chatri and a Brahmin? Yes, but in the Hindu system of belief, the greatest, most powerful god is a black woman. She's the goddess of destruction, goddess of creation, goddess of power, and goddess of time. And it's a black woman. And she black is she purple. Like them on TikTok right now, they're showing plenty black people in Africa with a black tail. But Anil Nandlal come to tell you that either Chatri or a Brahmin, eh? Because he come from a higher caste. The ones who got enough money and the complexion more light than everybody else. Because the Hindus in Guyana are following a false religious practice worshiping Mother Durga. When the original, the real true ruler of the Hindu belief system is a woman. Now ain't that some bullshit? Ain't that some? How we say some repugnant bullshit? The Celtics we say that's a repugnant bullshit. Anil Nandlal, check his certified done. And you are stated and your name has been called in multiple murders. Anil Nandlal, you're a criminal calling of you, Anil Nandlal, talking about weapons that people have. People ain't got news agency. People ain't got vice on social media. People got real weapons, right? Anil Nandlal. People got real weapons. And there's the real weapons they use to kill the security guard, right? There's the real weapons they use to kill Kwame Ring, right? There's the real weapons that you use to kill Waddle, right? I better focus, yeah. They lock up Mark Benchcap for treason. Mark Benchcap for treason. Y'all believe this nonsense? Yeah? They lock up Mark Benchcap for treason. Teeth. Still in parliament. Got nerve to that want to be a fugitive offender. When do you want to become a fugitive offender? Anyway, Mansoor Nazir was the last topic. So Mansoor Nazir finally decided to convene parliament. So women and they will proceed election of the opposition leader on Monday, January 26th. Mansoor Nazir, you've shown your true colors. Guyanese people know exactly who you are. The hypocrisy in your statement to the nation, Mansoor Nazir, that you Mansoor Nazir, got the nerve to come on live television, radio, visual broadcast, social media platforms, and to attack the international community for calling for a democratic process in Guyana. And then to turn around to accuse those same countries of not being democratic because their system does not coordinate legally with the same procedures of our country. It clearly shows your biasness, manfulness here. It clearly shows your unscrupulousness. Utterly stupid what you did. You came in the capacity as the Speaker of the House to make a public address, but while making that public address, you made personal attacks against a member of parliament, proposed opposition leader, while also attacking the international members of the international community, attacking ambassadors of the leading nations in the world. Man, fool Nazir, you are an incompetent idiot too. You're just another one of the lackeys, another one of Bar Jack your puppet. So I've been here for a while. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning into this live. And as I said, I wasn't here for a while, right? I wasn't here for I was supposed to come back and do a live with you guys. I have so much things that I told you guys I would bring to you, but you guys have to understand. For the most part, I'm self-employed. And I'm a sole trader, I'm a sole proprietor. Right? So for the most part, I have to be on the move, doing what I gotta do for me. You understand? So if you don't see me, I'm engaged in my activities to my benefit. Right? As much as I want to be here every single day, right? As much as I want to be here every single day, I can't. No, Adrian, I'm not a taxi driver. I'm a logistics operator. In America, there are many different shipping companies. And one of the things you can do, which is what I did, I got my personal vehicle and I registered my personal vehicle with multiple companies whereby I do logistics with them, right? So logistics is something that you can do on your own. There are multiple companies in the United States of America that tell you guys what I do. So I do logistics for all of the different companies, right? So you get a vehicle. If you're this video from in America, you have a vehicle. Well, you just do what you gotta do. Yes, Manfool Nazir, Manfool Nazir. That's his new name, Manfool Nazir. Yeah, Manfool. Yeah, Manfool Nazir. So good night to you guys. Thank you for coming, being here. Um, I'll try to get a live to you tomorrow. If I don't get a live to you, we're saying he was a taxi driver. Oh, Manfool Nazir was a taxi driver. I don't know who he was, man. I don't know who the man was. All I know he's a fool today. I don't even a taxi driver, a pedophile, a drugs dealer. All I know this is what I know. I know today he's Manfool Nazir. This is what I know. You understand? This is what I know. Today is Manfool Nazir. Right? So once again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for staying. Those of you who've been here from the beginning, even when I was not on the screen, I was behind the screen. I can still hear this scratching in the mic in my ears. So I was asking you guys if you're hearing the scratching, it's echoing, scratching, when I speak. But I didn't see nobody messaging me anything. So I guess you guys were hearing things. I was out and I was trying to share the live also and other things too at the same time. So as I'm saying just now, I will try to get a live to you tomorrow. If I don't get a live, I'll do a video. I'm gonna do a video discussing a few of the important issues and topics in Guyana. Kind of like a summary kind of thing, like what everybody else does, right? Because a lot is happening in Guyana, and I realize that persons don't cover certain things. A lot of stuff happening in Guyana, you want to focus on specific things because you have the news agencies in Guyana. These prominent news agencies are reported in Guyana that people depend on, they rely on, like Gardner Mosley and Travis Chase. I realize that they're not talking about certain things anymore. Some newspaper agencies, they're not talking about certain things anymore because they're being sponsored by the government. They're ads. They have ads that are being paid for by the government and government partners. So if they air certain things that's offensive in a certain way to the government or their partners, they lose content, they lose financial support. I get no sponsorship or financial support from the government or another one different. Now there's some idiot. Some idiot. Like, what's wrong with people? It's like manfulness here. Manfulness here. The PPC government believe that because the ambassadors came out and spoke in representation and support of the swearing of the opposition leader, they're saying that the Canadian ambassador is supporting or showing biasness towards Azadi Mohammed. How foolish and stupid some people could be. When I come here and I speak for a long period tonight representing Azali Mohammed. People say, oh, you there on the pay list. So, yo, what's wrong with ya? Get up. Focus, yeah. Focus. Yeah, catch us. Yeah, focus. What is the attack? You don't come to nonsense. You want to talk them nonsense, go for Melly Mail page. There's the gossip page. It is not the gossip page. It is facts, clarity. It is it's very informative information. It's not gossip. If you want gossip, you're up on the wrong page. Tell me nonsense. Some people know me though. Because some people, if they really know me, they won't say something to me face. Me and I would be sitting on the police station. I talk my story, play would be sitting on the police. You are the count on me on the bench. Trust me. I don't come along me with your hand. And since we're on this topic, I gotta come here and address these two idiots dark young. Look, somebody tag Christmas. If you have a Christmas on your Facebook or something, or share this video to Chris. Christmas actually went back to Guyana to do a video with Daggy. Christmas so desperate for content that he do a, a recording with Daggy. Christmas is so low, you gone. Christmas is so low, you gone. That you gonna look out for the most retarded person in social media in Guyana. Three most retarded people in social media in Guyana. Guyanese critic, Dagi, and Fata. The three most retarded, least educated, can't speak properly, no basic common sense, and all three of them are suffering from what you call maladjustment. All three of them are maladjusted children. If you know psychology, you would understand. I did child psychology, I studied child psychology. All three of them have mental illness and they're maladjusted children. Christmas, for your Christmas, you went back to Guyana to do a video with Daggy. You really got nothing to do. For drive wrong, I barely like, where's this? You drive in a car with Daggy, Daggy talking I born a Georgetown. You don't even know the name of the hospital we born. I born a Georgetown. Yeah, I born a Georgetown too. I'll be born a Georgetown. Talk about the girls. Yo, I had to cut ya. Christmas. So I talk shit with Christmas. You want content? You want sign to people and gonna forget real content? Yeah? And them idiots. I got video yourself a deal with Daggy, critic, and fat these idiots. By the way, Fatty you want to take care of the other day. Fatty and broken down in let me gossip. Let's gossip. 5 minutes more upon gossip. Hold on. I'll give you 5 minutes of gossip. According to my sources, Father ran away from Guyana recently after the election, found herself in Barbados, homeless with her children, hungry and broken. The same Father that you see all over social media. And it is alleged that she has some form of sexually transmitted infection in her mouth or her private that's very obnoxious. Let me gossip for 5 minutes. How far to the Barbados? According to my sources, it is alleged that she smells like she lives on the street. She had nowhere to live. She's homeless with her children, broken and hungry. You want gossip? Look, yeah, later. If I could gossip, I got information I could come and gossip about these idiots. Anyway, have a good night. Thank you guys for coming. See you guys tomorrow in a live. If I don't do a short live, I'll just drop a video for you guys. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah,